About 70 years ago, a year or so after these photos were taken, my brother Robert and I had our first musical gig. We were in the old Saturday afternoon club, hosted by the Grandmothers Club. With our arms around each other, we sang an a cappella duet of Ben Ryan's Heart of My Heart. Over the next 20-some years, Robert and I created countless opportunities to share our love of music and each other. Even after our last band dissolved 50 years ago and Robert lost interest in performing, he and I would occasionally pick up instruments together. Once in a studio laying down tracks to help fulfill his friend's vinyl dream, and often in family living rooms to fulfill the annual birthday requests of our Aunt Jana, the musical mentor and cheerleader of our early years. One of our last studio collaborations was in the spring of 1989, doing a quick 4-track recording as a Father's Day gift for our dad. The song was Lace in the Laundry, and for reasons that may soon be obvious, it became his favorite of all the songs I'd written. 29 years later, while I was performing it in the Sonoma County Singer-Songwriter Competition, Robert graced us for the last time with his high harmonies on the chorus. That night, we sang our last duet. If I'm courting someone new, one of the first things I'll do is I'll get out my guitar and I'll sing some of my songs. And then she'll know what a sensitive guy I am, and maybe even talented. So last time I tried that, wrote some songs, played some songs for this gal, and she says, "Why don't you write a song for me?" And I said, "Didn't you hear any of the lyrics? These are breakup songs." And you don't, no. And of course, I was going to say as luck would have it, but as habit would have it, 6 months later, I'm writing her a song. So there are at least 2 people in this audience that are going to have to listen to this story again, because 4.5 years ago I sang this song. And I'm going to do it again for the last time. And the nice thing about it is the punchline has evolved, and I hope you appreciate that. One of the things that I tend to do as I get into coupling mode is I will get out my guitar and I will sing her songs, and then she will know what a sensitive guy I am. Well, the last time I did that, I sang some songs and I thought these will go right to the poetry center of her brain. And the first thing she said is, "Would you write me a song?" And I said, "Didn't you hear any of those? Those are breakup songs. Those are terrible, sad songs." And the punchline 4.5 years ago was, and 6 months later, I was writing her that song. And of course, yeah, and thank you. The whole audience goes, "Oh," yeah. And bless her heart, what she has helped me learn is that's not the punchline. The punchline is when you're looking for someone to spend the rest of your life with, what's the phrase that we all know? We want someone to grow old with. And I think that's a perfectly reasonable goal. When it doesn't work, there's another common phrase, and that is, we just grew apart. And they're not the same person, I'm not the same person, it seemed to work and now it's not working. And it took me until yesterday, with the help of one of the greatest student teachers I'll ever have the honor of working with. And what's common to growing old together and growing apart? Growing, thank you. Someone's listening to me, bless your hearts. So I now no longer have any breakup songs, I just got growing songs. And this one is, except for a few odd references to a small town in the Carquinez Straits, which is the home of the California and Hawaiian Sugar Company. Everything else, I think, will speak for itself. You're invited to sing along in the chorus. Got it. The only person who knows. Well, there's couples folding bed sheets down at the Wanda Wash tonight, with Marty Robbins on the radio beneath the cold fluorescent light. And while a man dies for love in El Paso, here in Crockett another heart breaks. And
The only sweetness for miles surrounds the swing shift at C.1988. She used to come with me when I do laundry, just like all the ones who left before. We play a game of cards in which the loser folds, or else I grab a beer and race next door. But there's no liquid or miracle powder that could wash away a pain as deep as this. Caught in the folds of fabric underwear, I feel I'm just reminded of what I miss. And all the plans we make forever, all the years will rearrange. But like my daddy says, the only constant we have is change. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away. Well, my friends and family are dropping by or calling on the telephone. They come and make me laugh, they hold me when I cry. They say there's nothing that I done wrong. We all know she's the growing kind, and her strength of mind would have her going on her own way. But when the reasons die, my emotions fly. I've got nothing but this to say, that all the plans we make forever, all the years will rearrange. But like my daddy says, the only constant we have is change. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away. Yes, and Dad, I feel we're so much closer now, after all I'm going through. Who knew the growing pains as our children change was something we'd be feeling too. And Dad, I'm grateful for our friendship after all that we've been through. And now my only hope is that I've done my job even half as good as you. So in the spin of years and memory, it only seems like last week that I was washing the yellow blanket she'd hold against her baby cheek. It's only right that her growing's her going away from me now. I must have worked for this day, I'm sure. But the only way I could have raised her all by myself was thinking together was all we were. But all the plans we make forever, all the years will rearrange. But like our daddy said, the only constant we have is change. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away. Very generous, thank you. I don't usually perform that one out, but when I do, I have to have a disclaimer. Our daughters had a mother.
And I've only did the song a couple times, but I always have to come back with a disclaimer. Our daughters had a great mother. We just lived apart for most of their lives, and raised her all by myself. Poetic license that I claim as a single father with more than half-time custody.
Okay, I know. Both times I said had. Our daughters have a great mother. But every time I sing that song, I'm living the past tense. And that's got me thinking more about these kids and not so much about these kids. Truly, all those kids were blessed to have their Uncle Rob in their lives for more than half a century. We were all blessed.
And all the plans we make forever, all the years will rearrange. But like my daddy said, the only constant we have is change. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away. I'm sitting here crying, waiting on the drying. The rinse cycle's begun today, and there's no more lace in the laundry now that my baby's gone away.
Heart of my heart, meant friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to the gang that sang Heart of my heart.